What's up, Greg? I've wanted to make a video about the High School Musical movies ever since I started making videos about DCOMs almost 5 years ago. More so as just an excuse to go back and watch them, because when I was a kid, I really liked these movies. And if you're a millennial, chances are you did too. And you were also too scared to admit that to any of your friends. I don't know why as an 11-year-old I felt the need to pretend that I didn't like a movie that was, you know, made for 11-year-olds. As if all my friends were gonna be like, High School Musical? I don't know, man, sounds a little immature to me. I only watch war footage. I'm a very violent young man. Either way, something I did not realize as a kid is how low budget these movies were. The first movie was made on a budget of $4.2 million, which might sound like a lot, but Zombies 3, which is a newer DCOM, cost $40 million to make. In Zombies' defense, though, they needed the money. Those werewolf costumes looked pretty expensive. High School Musical was shot in just a couple of weeks at a real high school using real students as extras. In fact, they were so strapped for cash, they couldn't even afford a real title. Apparently, High School Musical was just the working title for the script, and they were like, we'll come up with a better one eventually, and then they didn't. I'm very excited to see if these movies hold up to my jaded adult eyes. So let's start with the first one. Let me introduce you to the two main characters of this movie, Troy and Gabriella. They don't know each other yet, but they're both on vacation with their respective families at a ski resort on New Year's Eve. And right away, this movie shows you everything you need to know about these characters in like 2 minutes. Gabriella is nerd girl. She doesn't want to go to the teen party because she's busy reading a book. Meanwhile, Troy's dad is the most stereotypical Disney dad to ever grace the screen. Not only is Mr. Bolton Troy's dad, he's also the coach of Troy's high school basketball team. So instead of getting ready for the parties, he's making Troy run drills in the hotel gym.
Am I going left?
Yeah, he looks middle, you take it downtown.
Well, Troy, it's New Year's Eve. You know what that means. That's right, Dad. I might finally get my first kid. Fake right! Take the ball downtown! Troy's mom comes to get them for the party, and Troy asks if he can have one more basket with all of the confidence and swagger of a real high school jock.
Come on, one more.
One more? Just one more basket, please. Troy shows up to the teen party and is immediately yawning his face off. All right, hell yeah. This is clearly a popular jock who knows how to party. Somehow, despite being the two most bored people at the party, the spotlight chooses Troy and Gabriella to sing karaoke. But to the spotlight operator's credit, they actually do crush it. They both get up there and they're nervous at first, but then all of a sudden, Troy's voice, it's like it changes almost, actually. It's like his voice changes from his voice to like a professional singer's voice. Because that is what happens, actually.
Living in my own world. Now who'd have ever thought that?
I think this might be like the most well-known High School Musical trivia, but for the vast majority of the first High School Musical movie, it's not Zac Efron's voice singing. He had a voice double. His name is Drew Seeley, and he never appears on screen in the movies. He also apparently didn't even realize how big of a movie High School Musical was, and forgot that he had done the vocals for the movie until it came on the TV while he was working a shift at P.F. Chang's. Apparently, he tried to convince his coworkers that it was really him singing in the movie, and no one believed him. It's kind of funny because the whole point of the movie is kind of like, hey, basketball guys can sing too if they wanna. But not this basketball guy, actually. You don't want to hear this basketball guy's voice. So they crush the song, they're dancing around on stage together. It's like they were born to perform. But for me personally, Little Viking Boy really steals the show. You guys know Little Viking Boy, right?
The start of something new.
He's basically the star of the movie. Look at him back there. He's leaving it all on the dance floor, man. Whoa, sorry, I almost fell backwards. It's just... He actually is getting a little bit too into this. This guy's locking eyes with me like we've been madly in love for years. And why did his voice suddenly get so much more theatrical?
I guess I better go find my mom and wish her a Happy New Year.
This is so romantic. I should say something romantic. I gotta go find my mom. And then she vanishes. And he never sees her again. That's right, you thought the movie was gonna be about Troy and Gabriella? Nah. No, the rest of this movie is about Troy and Viking Boy. Flash forward, Troy returns to his high school, East High, where he is seemingly a god amongst men. And then, actually, I don't remember this scene. Yeah, I don't know what happens here at all. Looks like the teacher is about to maybe give some kind of speech about today's sponsor? This video is sponsored by the Pokemon Company International. And they've sponsored this video because they want me to share some very exciting news with you. A Pokemon Day celebration is taking place in Pokemon Trading Card Game Pocket right now. There's a new themed booster pack, Triumphant Light. And players can receive 3 booster packs for free just by logging in. And these booster packs, mind you, are guaranteed to contain at least 1 card of 4 diamond rarity or higher. By completing special missions, you can also obtain a unique display board, as well as Space-Time Smackdown packs, 500 trade tokens, 12-pack hourglasses, 24 Wonder Hourglasses, 24 Trade Hourglasses. Not to mention, at the end of March, ranked matches are coming to the game. So get your favorite decks ready and get ready to battle, baby. Pokemon Trading Card Game Pocket is a free-to-start game, available right now for download on iOS or Android. So go to this link or click the link in the description to join now. Log in, have some fun, and enjoy the Pokemon Day celebration. And now back to Troy. But unbeknownst to him, there's a new student at East High.
I reviewed your impressive transcripts. I expect your light will shine very brightly here at East High.
I don't want to be the school's freaky genius girl again.
Freaky genius girl. What did you do at your last school? Troy notices that Gabriella is sitting in the back of their drama class, and not to be nitpicky, but this drama class scene lasts for 2 minutes, but the class happens in real time from start to finish in that 2 minutes. The bell rings. They sit down, the whole class gets detention, and then the bell rings again and they leave. How long is a school day at East High? Is it like 15 minutes? Troy shows Gabriella around, they catch up a little bit, and it is revealed that East High is having auditions for their winter musical pretty soon. Troy jokes that Gabriella should sign up because, you know, they sang together. And Gabriella's response is basically, fuck no.
I'll be signing up for anything for a while.
Yeah, I don't know why. I remembered this movie differently. I thought they both wanted to do the musical. Troy seems to maybe want to do it, and Gabriella's like, no, I'm not doing that. No, I don't sing. I'm not a freaky genius girl, and I'm definitely not a freaky singer girl.
So, dude, you know that school musical thing? Troy, the music in those shows isn't hip-hop, okay, or rock. It's like show music.
Yeah, and you guys would never do anything like sing show music, right? And then cut to them singing the hardest show music in this entire movie. That's the funny thing about this movie. Since it's a movie about a musical, there are several characters in this movie that are opposed to musicals. So it is a little jarring to see those characters seemingly completely unaware that they are literally singing and dancing right now. But on the other hand, I guess it would also be weird if they didn't sing when everyone else was. At the end, when they're all singing, we're all in this together, Corbin Blue's just standing around like, this is lame. There's 2 parts in the song though where Troy like stops rapping to sing from the heart about how he wants to do the musical.
She makes this feel so right. Should I go for it?
What do you mean she makes this feel so right? And should I go for it? Gabriella doesn't want to do the musical. It was your idea, and she said no. Don't drag her into this. This girl's making me crazy. No, you're crazy. You already were, and then you met a girl. That's what happened. Also, Zac Efron is 5'8", and presumably so is everybody else on this basketball team, because they're all like the same height, so how good exactly are they at basketball? Okay, now you got Sharpay, who's played by Ashley Tisdale. She's like the head of the theater department at school. She's the theater kid. And her brother Ryan is the theater kid in boy form. They are getting a little bit worried that Troy and Gabriella might audition for the musical. Again, Gabriella has showed 0 interest in doing the musical. So they decide to do a little bit of research on Gabriella. So they search her name on the internet and they find out she's this freaky genius girl that she said she was. She's won all of these awards. She's won scholastic competitions and the like. But also, what is the 3rd result there? Gabriella, San Diego Zoo's newest... What? What is Gabriella at the San Diego Zoo? Ryan's like, oh, that's interesting. Look, it says here she's a dolphin. That's funny. Now that I think about it, I can't believe I never noticed. After basketball practice, it's time for Troy to go home and relax. Just kidding, it's time for more basketball. Come on, Troy, fake left. Take the ball downtown.
Did you ever think about trying something new, but we're afraid of what your friends might think?
I mean, like going left? You're doing fine. Come on.
Troy's dad has one thing in his mind, and it is one basketball just bouncing around like the DVD logo. I want to see a movie about him and how hard his life must be. I do like that this movie keeps the tradition alive of Disney Channel movie characters being inexplicably rich. His dad is a high school basketball coach and they live in a mansion. What does the mom do? She an arms dealer? Also, he says something new, like going left.
I mean, like going left?
When in Get Your Head in the Game, Troy clearly says coach said to fake right and break left. He already said to do that. That's not new. That's what he already does. So... Found a plot hole. Next, Troy sneaks away from his friends to go audition for the musical. I guess the voices in his head that he thinks are Gabriella got too strong, and he now has to act on them. He's gone! Wow! Where'd he go? Pay no attention to the fact that as he turns the corner, he probably fully saw Troy like... Meanwhile, Troy's dad is just standing there like, huh, that's weird. Could have sworn I saw basketball. Now, when we see the auditions, it becomes immediately clear that while Ryan and Sharpay are basically made out to be the villains of this movie because they're so overprotective of their theater department, they are completely in the right to do so. Not because their audition is really good, which it actually is, but because everyone else's is so bad.
It's hard to believe
That I couldn't sneeze.
It seems that no one else in this entire school can even sing. It seems like they actually don't even have a concept of what music is. So like, yeah, I would actually be hoping I got the lead too. It is funny how they all act like they can't sing, and then anytime there's like an actual musical number as part of the movie, every member of the student body sings their heart out like the Rentas do. What's going on there? So Troy shows up to audition, and then Gabriella shows up too. I guess, turns out she actually did want to audition. I don't know. I don't know if Troy threatened her or what, but she shows up. But they are too late to the actual audition, so they don't get to audition in time, but they stick around afterwards and just sing an audition anyway. And Miss Darbus, the director, hears them and decides, you know what, you guys get a call back. Understandably so, she's working with a very small talent pool. Here comes two people who know what a song is. She's gotta hold on to them.
After school, before school, whatever works. After basketball class, we can get this right. I'm so... What?
Now this is interesting. Troy is looking at his sheet music like he's never seen it before in his life, despite having just sung the song perfectly after only glancing at the sheet music briefly. He also says, what?
So...
What? To almost imply he has no clue how the sheet music got into his hands or how he got a callback. Does he not know that he just sang? Anytime there's a musical number in this movie, do they just black out and come to like, I don't know what happened. We definitely didn't sing though, I don't know how. If you're my age, it might have felt like this movie was written just for you when it came out. And in a sense, it kind of was. The writer, Peter Barsacchini, who was mostly known for writing rated-R action movies at the time, started writing the script because he wanted to make a movie he could watch with his daughter, Gabriella.
I thought it would be really fun to write a Disney Channel movie that my daughter could watch.
Yes, he did name the main character after her, and that kind of melts my heart. She was 10 in 2004 when he started writing it. And so was I. The story was actually inspired by his own high school experience, when one of his basketball teammates confided in him about his love for ballet. Decades later, Peter thought, wow, that's actually the perfect plot for a kid's movie. Boys are more than just jocks. They can do other stuff. They can do ballet. No, actually, that's too far. They could do the musical, but only if it's because they want to sing with a girl. Anyway, it's time for another song about how basketball players shouldn't sing, sung by, you guessed it, the Basketball Players. Status Quo is actually such a fantastic song. It features several students who decide that, hey, since Troy and Gabriella are breaking out of their stereotypical roles in this school, so can I. Zeke, the basketball player, decides to let everyone know, hey, not only do I play basketball, I also bake.
I bake.
This nerdy girl loves hip hop, this stoner skater guy likes to play the cello, and everyone in this school fucking hates it. We're skaters, bro. We don't play the cello. We only skate and smoke weed. And of course we sing and dance. Now, of course, this movie is very self-aware about this contradiction, and I love it for that. But it does not make sense. At the beginning of this song, Zeke says, I want to make a creme brulee someday. And then at the end of the song, he actually has a creme brulee. So he presumably baked this creme brulee at some point during the song. It cuts to him sprinting down the hallway to the kitchen. You can hear everyone else singing, echoing in the background. He's like, they don't believe me. They don't believe I can bake. I gotta show them. So Gabriella shows up and everyone is, of course, staring at her because they were all just singing about her. They're staring at her, they're pissed, and they kill her. They kill Gabriella.
At my other schools, I was the freaky math girl.
Well, I hate to break it to you, Gabriella, but you're a freak here too. Everyone at this school thinks you're a freak now also. The entire student body, I don't know if you heard, they actually just sang an entire song about it. Now you're the freaky singing girl.
So you really want to do the callbacks?
Just call me Freaky Callback Boy.
You're a cool guy, Troy.
Thanks. I said call me Freaky Callback Boy.
I'm sorry, this is a closed practice.
Dad, come on, practice is over.
Until the last player leaves the gym.
I'll see you later, Troy. Nice meeting you, Coach Bolton.
There's a lot of tension here. Like, Mr. Bolton actually hates Gabriella. He hates this 15-year-old girl with all his might. Like, you will never be a basketball. Get out of my son's life. We know the truth! Go back to the zoo, you dolphin!
She's not a problem. She's just a girl.
But you're not just a guy, Troy.
You're not just a guy, Troy. You're a freaky callback boy.
Call me freaky callback boy.
But you're a playmaker. Not a singer. Hey.
Did you ever think maybe I could be both?
The look on his face is like, damn, I really never did think of that. Because this whole singing thing is getting in the way of Troy's basketball responsibilities, his team decides to get together with Gabriella's friends to try to break the two apart. The plan consists of getting Troy to badmouth Gabriella by listing the names of basketball players who went to their high school 20 years ago.
Spider Bill Natrine. Class of 72. Sammy Slamma Jam.
And you want to know the crazy thing? It works.
I've always been for the team. She's just someone I met. All right, the singing thing is nothing.
We're supposed to believe he doesn't see them set up a webcam right in front of his face to record him shit-talking his girlfriend? They might as well be filming on like a giant hand-crank film camera. The kind where you gotta put a blanket over your head to even see the image. Troy 100% sees the camera and does not care who sees what he's saying.
The thunderclap. Gabriella is not important.
After this happens, Gabriella doesn't want to talk to Troy anymore, and this really hits Troy hard, as you can see here. The pain is manifesting itself in Troy physically here, as he can't even shoot a basket without experiencing immense physical trauma. Aren't basketball players supposed to be good under pressure? Especially the captain of the team. Seems like this whole movie we've seen nothing short of the psychological unraveling of Troy because he sang with a girl one time.
Hey, we just had another team meeting.
We just had another team meeting, man, and we just wanted to say we forgot about JJ Buckets Jenkins, class of 1984. Does that change your mind? So later, Troy sneaks up onto Gabriella's balcony. Again, huge house, no explanation, to try to win her back.
This could be the start of something new. It feels so right to be here with you.
Okay. Yeah, I don't remember this part being so pitchy, but this actually is Zac Efron's voice.
Here with you.
Yeah, this is very uncomfortable. Can we get Drew Seeley in here, please?
The start of something new. It's a Pairs audition.
Saying it's a Pairs audition kind of implies, like, I would audition without you if I could. I guess Troy meant what he said earlier to the webcam. He really does not care about Gabriella. He just wants to be in the musical.
Gabriella is not important.
You might make the mistake like I did when I watched this as a kid of thinking this is kind of like a Romeo and Juliet story about Troy and Gabriella. And it is a Romeo and Juliet story, but Gabriella is not Juliet. Juliet is just the musical.
How you feeling?
Nervous?
Yeah, me too. Wish I could suit up and play alongside you.
Yeah, no shit.
What I want is for you to have fun. I know all about the pressure. And probably too much of it has come from me.
I can't help but feel like all that screaming at you and making you play basketball until your hands bleed has had some kind of negative effect on you. But all I want in life is for you to be happy. While playing basketball, I am still demanding that.
Thanks, Coach. Dad.
Let's stick with Coach unless you win, all right? Sharpay and Ryan try to throw another wrench into Troy and Gabriella's plans of attending the callbacks for the musical by getting the callbacks changed to the exact same time as not only Troy's championship basketball game, but also Gabriella's decathlon tournament. So the gang has to create a diversion. That way they can make all three events. So Gabriella and her genius friends first hack the school's power grid to turn off the lights at the basketball game. Then they create a chemical reaction at the decathlon so everyone has to evacuate. And you know what? I get why everyone called her a freaky genius girl at her last school. I think she deserved it. She's like, oh, we can use a chemical reaction. I did this at my last school. We just have to make sure we don't make it as strong this time. That way not as many people die. Not as many. So Troy and Gabriella get to do their callback, Breaking Free, classic song. And look, the whole school shows up. Even the opposing basketball team is there. They crush the audition, Troy heads back to the basketball game, and they win that too, and then they all sing the big closing number of the movie, We're All in This Together. Wow, I guess they all learned a valuable lesson, except, hang on, Sharpay, you did not learn a lesson. Get out of this song. Don't sing and dance with them like you learned a valuable lesson. Get out. If Gabriella dropped dead right now, you would dance on her grave. And that's High School Musical 1. Many people lovingly remember Little Viking Boy from the first High School Musical movie. And while he rocketed to stardom in the wake of the first movie, his troubled life and fall from grace has been the subject of many concerned Twitter threads in the 19 years since. Do you know why I pulled you over today, sir? Huh? I said, do you know why I pulled you over? You're all over the road. Huh? All right, you want to play tough, asshole? That's fine. Huh? All right, step out of the vehicle. Take off that helmet.
No, I can't take this off. It's a birth defect. It's part of my body.
Are you drunk?
I don't know, huh? Let's think about that. Does crack get you drunk? Let's think about that for a second. Let's all think. Does crack get you drunk?
After 15 DUIs and 3 counts of kidnapping exotic animals, Little Viking Boy was sentenced to life in prison. Authorities claim that it's here he became head of an extremist religious cult. His followers helped him escape in 2023, and his current whereabouts are unknown. Although he does occasionally post to Instagram to frantically proclaim the end is near, or post a brand deal.
Every morning I wake up and I drink 6 bangs.
High School Musical premiered to 7.7 million viewers, a record that has only been broken a handful of times in the nearly 20 years since. But one of my favorite things to come out of the success of this movie, which I totally forgot about until I was making this video, was the live concert. I forgot about this until I went to the library to check out the DVDs for the 3 movies, and they happened to have a DVD of the recording of High School Musical in concert. This feels pretty unusual even to this day for a Disney Channel movie to put together a live touring concert featuring the actual cast of the movie, selling out arenas with audiences in the tens of thousands around the world. But it wasn't the whole cast, actually. Zac Efron couldn't be there because he had a commitment. He was filming Hairspray at the time. So who did they get to fill in for him?
Living in my own world, didn't understand.
It's Drew Seeley! Drew Seeley! I'm sure they advertised the fact that Zach wasn't going to be there and Drew would be in his place, but I have to imagine every concert, there were like 1 or 2 kids that were like, what the fuck? Zach looks different in person. With all the success of the first movie, they had to crank out a sequel fast, which they did, releasing High School Musical 2 in August of 2007. And you might think it would be impossible for them to catch lightning in a bottle twice, but oh baby did they. What time is it? Sequel time. High School Musical 2 is often regarded as the best High School Musical movie. Out of any High School Musical movie, this one has the most moments that have lived on in the cultural zeitgeist even today. The movie starts just as the school year is ending. The musical is long over, so if you were expecting to see the musical that they were just auditioning for in the first movie, get that out of your head right now. You're never gonna see that musical.
Summer to refresh and illuminate your fertile young mind.
One of the first things I noticed is that despite only a few months having passed from the events of the first movie, Troy looks drastically different. His hair is much darker, he has a different haircut so you can see his ears now. But most strikingly of all, his eyes have somehow become more blue.
You actually listening?
His eyes were already pretty blue in the first movie, but they're piercing in this film. It is scary. Get some contacts, you freak. The clock strikes 2:15 and the first banger of this movie commences. The class immediately erupts in celebration. They throw their papers in the air, start dancing around, and did Chad just kiss his teacher on the neck? Yeah, he just kissed Miss Darbus on the neck. That's too far. Luckily, it doesn't look like she cared. She's just vibing.
Good to be chilling out.
We finally get to hear Zac Efron actually sing in this song, and I hate to admit it, but he sounds pretty good. I'm sorry, Drew. Your services are no longer needed. He does end the song in a very strange manner, though. Yeah. The song ends, there's silence, and then Troy breaks away from the group to slide on the floor and say, yeah! Why does he do that? Now, the trouble in this movie begins because Troy wants to make some extra cash this summer. His parents are making him pay for college, despite them clearly being very wealthy, taking vacations at ski resorts and living in a literal mansion.
But I gotta get hired first. Me too. I'm saving up for a car, so I can take that little hottie on a proper date.
You can't see it, but he's actually not talking about that girl in his grade. Miss Darbus is just standing right outside of frame.
T is in Troy.
What? Yeah.
Why does he look so confused there? It's like it never occurred to him that T could be for Troy. He's like, oh, I actually thought it was a cross, but yeah, T for Troy. That's my name. Now that the school year's over and basketball season isn't starting back up again for months, it's time for, you guessed it, basketball practice. Fake right, Troy, fake left. Take the ball uptown for a fancy dinner.
Tell you what, seeing moves I didn't see last season. Keep it coming, guys.
This post-workout scene has a lot of gems, like Mr. Bolton's insanely long shorts. Dude is criminally insecure about his knees. Also, Troy about to drink from an entire gallon of milk from the fridge. And then he gets a phone call revealing that his ringtone is Get Your Head in the Game.
Uh-oh.
Is that a real song in this universe? So in the first movie, it seemed like Sharpay might have had a little crush on Troy, but in this movie, she's got a big crush on Troy. She's like, he's the most popular guy in school, and I think I'm the most popular girl in school. It's a match made in heaven. So she pulls some strings at her family's country club to get Troy a summer job there. The only catch is Troy requests to get like the entire school hired, and somehow that works. So Troy shows up with his entire basketball team. You got Chad there. Also, the nerdy girl who loves to hip-hop dance got a job there. You got Vanessa Hudgens' stunt double working there.
Mrs. Montez, it would seem your lunch break does not start for 3.5 minutes.
In order to keep the conflict of this movie moving along, they have to make it seem like their job is really demanding, but they also have to toe the line of not making it seem like these kids are being abused in some way, because they are just kids. So some of the insane demands that their job is asking of them is just like, hey, can you show up to work on time and make sure you clock out at the end of your shift? And the entire student body of East High is like, we're in prison! They're not gonna pay us until we provide a service? What kind of dystopian universe is this? Mr. Fulton is 100% correct to be strict, by the way. Several times throughout this movie, he catches them doing things they're very clearly not supposed to be doing. Like having a picnic on the golf course during the day while people are playing golf, or swimming in the pool after hours when there's no lifeguard present. And every time he's like, hey guys, could you not do this anymore? And Troy's just like, man, what the fuck is this guy's problem?
Suddenly, I'm beginning to miss detention with Miss Darbus.
Yeah, I bet you are, you freak.
How did we get from the top of the world to the bottom of the heap?
You guys, you've been working for 30 minutes. This is a job. This is just what jobs are.
I don't recall you mentioning the boss is such a creep.
Okay, wait, hold on. What did he do to you? Okay, maybe I spoke too soon. If he's actually a creep, I take back everything I said. So Sharpay didn't just have Troy hired. She actually has a whole plan to lure Troy in. Starting with getting her dad to pull some strings at the University of Albuquerque's basketball team to give Troy a chance at a scholarship.
So Troy, I saw your championship game. I mean, wow. That last second shot at the buzzer, outstanding.
If I was a basketball recruiter and I saw that championship game, I would be more concerned about the lights going out and then everybody leaving at the same time to watch the star basketball player audition for a musical and then come back and win the game like nothing happened. And then also how they all sang a song after that. That's what I would be concerned about. But yeah, I'm sure he played well too.
You know, between the two of us here, we pull a little weight over at the school.
Time flies when you're having fun.
I'm not really sure what prompts that reaction. They're like, you know, we could do a lot of great things for your future. We really want to help you, Troy. And he's like, I don't know. I'm getting the fuck out of here, guys. See ya. If that were Mr. Bolton there instead of Troy right now, he'd be barking like a dog.
Pay's dad let me play a few holes and then invited me to dinner with some U of A alumni.
Really?
Oh, wait, Troy's dad is fixing up a car. Look, he has other hobbies. Good for him. Granted, he is propping up the hood of the car with a basketball, and there's more basketball and hoops in the background. And I do kind of feel like if we could see what he's working on, there would just be 5 basketballs where the engine is supposed to be, but it's a step in the right direction. Troy's dad, surprisingly, is all for Troy going for the basketball scholarship.
Nothing wrong with keeping your eye on the prize.
And that's great. I totally agree with that. Troy should capitalize on these opportunities he's been given, but he should try to make his girlfriend and his friends a priority too. However, that is not what Troy does.
So it's all in the grip. Okay. You gotta hold it just right. Ooh, that looks great. Hey, I almost forgot. I ordered Swiss on my burger. So go ahead and check it out, man.
Hey, I almost forgot. Get back in the kitchen, you broke motherfucker, and get your money up.
Look at you. Go team.
Yeah, it's a gift from the guys.
Typical high school jock, always doing cool spin dance moves.
It's a gift from the guys.
I love sports.
It's a gift from the guys.
Look how much taller the actual basketball players are than Troy. I hate to say it, man, but he's gonna get crushed in college. He doesn't stand a chance. And not to mention, they definitely don't take singing breaks in the middle of practice. Next, we get the absolute classic I Don't Dance, featuring, you guessed it, a lot of dancing. I don't dance. This song is great, but tell me why at the end of the song, Ryan and Chad are wearing each other's clothes. Because they don't ever address that. It's such a confusing part of the movie. Why did they change clothes? When did they get naked? So I was confused about this, so I actually went looking and I found an article where the two actors explained what happened. The outfit swap was actually suggested by director Kenny Ortega. Quote, he had the on-the-fly idea at the last minute, Blue said. We had already done one take of that scene and he did the usual thinking gesture and said, switch outfits. Bro was cooking. Bro was, you know, I don't know what he was cooking, but bro was cooking something.
Hey. Well, you missed out on a fun night.
But the dessert afterwards had to be the best part. Her mom makes the best brownies in the entire world.
Yeah, I know. I've had them.
I've had them. I've had her fucking brownies. I like that that was the thing that pissed him off. He was like, look, I can catch you romantically dancing with my girlfriend at sunset until the cows come home, but you touch her mom's fucking brownies? You're dead. We're fighting. And let's just say by the end of the fight, I'm gonna be wearing your clothes.
Blowing off your friends, missing dates. If that's you, it's good to know.
No. Missing dates, blowing off friends? This is nothing like the Troy I met last year, who blew off his friends and missed basketball to audition for the musical. The pressure has mounted. Troy's about ready to crack, which means it's time for the most iconic song of all. Bet on it. I love this song so much. Great choreography. The fact that he's dancing across an open golf course that is currently in use. I don't know if his promotions that he got entitled him to have a dancing crisis on the golf course, but he's really going for it. He's going all in, risking getting absolutely beamed by a golf ball. Oh, and now he's in the wilderness.
Oh, hold up, gotta work on my swing, gotta do my own thing.
What? Troy, respectfully, I think you have a lot more to worry about than your golf swing. That's not what this song is about, is it? I guess it's kind of vague. Hell yeah, dude. You know, powerful lyrics aside, I actually have no clue what he's decided on at the end of this song. He's kind of just like, you can bet on me. I'm gonna end up on top. I got this. And it's like, what are you actually gonna do though? Are you gonna get Gabriella back? Are you gonna do the talent show? He's like, no, I was just gonna stand on top of this mountain for the rest of the summer, actually. No one can be mad at me up here. The end of this movie is messed up. Sharpay actually turns her act around. She previously got the Wildcats banned from the Country Club talent show, but she decides, you know what? They can do their act as long as Troy still does his song with me. She agrees to this, and then the Wildcats turn around, secretly remove Sharpay from the talent show, and stick Troy back in their musical number. It's like, dude, why did you even make her agree to it if you were just gonna go behind her back and do it on your own anyway? Sharpay, I'm sorry, man. You got played. Really all we had. And Gabriella's here. Why? She forgives him now? It's actually not clear at all what Troy did to win Gabriella back. They haven't seen each other since she drove away singing. Maybe word got to her that Troy was angrily prancing around the golf course and she was like, oh God, it's gotten too bad. I gotta step in. Everybody one for all and all for one. The last song of this movie is called All for One. I don't know, I kind of feel like they lost a little bit of inspiration at the end here. Kind of feels like they forgot what moral they were working towards for the end of this one, and they were like, and we're all together in this one also. And the movie ends with Gabriella wooing several times while looking over at Troy for approval. And that's the end of the movie. And now I'm very excited to watch the third movie. But before I do, there's something I need to address. I feel like there's something deeply wrong in these movies. And I feel like I'm finally starting to get a handle on it. These movies, like, they don't really feel like musicals. And it took me a while to figure out why. So to explain it to you, we're gonna have to go back to medieval Europe.
In a French town in 1518, some 400 people became inexplicably overcome by an urge to dance. They did so for weeks on end.
This dancing plague, as it was later coined, lasted for months and only ended when participants were either so exhausted that they collapsed or so exhausted that they were dead. Authorities tried to stop the dancing, even hiring musicians to play vigorously to try to help them get all the dancing out of their system. This, of course, made things much worse.
This event has baffled scientists and historians for years, but many believe it could be the result of a particular type of food poisoning.
Yeah, crops like rye can end up growing a type of fungus that basically makes you crazy.
Could it be that this is what's happening at East High?
In the High School Musical universe, the characters, they sing and they dance, and at first you might think this is just like any other musical. The characters aren't really spontaneously breaking into song, it's more an artistic depiction of how they're feeling.
But a closer look reveals something shocking.
Well, firstly, sometimes they definitely are actually singing, like at the karaoke party. Now, you might think that a moment like Get Your Head in the Game is totally different. You know, that song doesn't really exist within this universe. But what is Troy's ringtone in the second movie?
But how could an entire school become poisoned by a rare fungus? This man, who convinced us he had relevant qualifications, believes it could have been a certain freaky genius girl.
It could be that by growing a fungus in a lab, Gabriella was able to manufacture a sort of singing and dancing craze to control Troy, who I'm pretty sure would have never done all of that stuff had he not been under some kind of drug-induced hysteria. After all, Troy is so cool and singing is for weirdos. So it could be the fungus, or maybe Gabriella's some kind of fucking witch.
The High School Musical bonus soundtrack. You love High School Musical hits like Get Your Head in the Game. Well, now's your chance to own the extended soundtrack, featuring songs that didn't quite make the final cut, like Coach Bolton's Crisis. What's up, guys? I'm 16. I'm the new player on the basketball team. I'm really excited to play.
Yeah, Mr. Bolton, we know it's you.
And Gabriella's on the news. A little boy drowned in the pool. Oh no. A little boy drowned in the pool. No. Where was the lifeguard? Having a picnic. And a preview of the finale song from High School Musical 3. We're all friends together with each other. We're all together at the end again, and we're friends.
We're still friends.
And classmates.
We go to school together.
We learned a lesson, and now we're gonna switch clothes.
Gift from the guy.
High School Musical 2 broke the premiere record that the first High School Musical had just set. Instead of 7 million viewers, this one had 17 million viewers. So of course, they had to make a third one. High School Musical 3, Senior Year. The only one in the franchise with a subtitle. Now, outside of the fact that they're all seniors in this movie, which I can tell by the title of the film, I actually know next to nothing about this one. I've never seen it. Yeah, I know I made it sound like I was a really big High School Musical fan, but by the time the third one came out, I was 14. And unlike the first two, this one came out in theaters. And as a freshman in high school, I was much too embarrassed to ask my friends if they would go see a High School Musical movie in theaters with me. So I decided it would be way less embarrassing if I waited until I was 30 years old to watch it for the first time in front of millions of people. And we're back at East High, baby. Zach's playing basketball. There's a dog in the crowd. Is this an Air Bud crossover? Zach's like, oh, my head's just not in the game tonight. Can we get in the sub? This gold lab comes in and just slam dunks it a couple times. The movie opens on the Wildcats with their backs against the wall. It's the championship game. They're behind, and there's only 16 minutes left. Whoa, Mr. Bolton rocking a middle part. That's new. Mr. Bolton gives a speech about how there's only 16 minutes left.
There's 16 minutes left.
And then they sing a song about how there's only 16 minutes left. Ooh. A song about there being 16 minutes left in a game. We're getting very specific with these songs. I think they're starting to run out of ideas. This is the last time to make Dad proud. If I don't, then he never will be. Hell yeah, he won the championship game. Again. I'm noticing right away that this movie is like much higher production value than the other two. I'm curious to see the budget on this bad boy, because this movie looks like they actually like lit it. The other two just kind of look like they set up cameras and started filming, but there's lights in this one. So now they're having like the biggest high school rager ever, and they expect us to believe that they're not insanely rich. I'm pretty sure this is in Troy's backyard.
Hey, Troy. Great house, bro. Your room is way cool.
Oh, thanks, man.
Yeah.
You were in my room?
Well, Yeah, I just took a picture.
Yeah, just took a picture of your room, man. He's a secret agent for the IRS. He's like, how did your family get so rich?
So, another top secret hiding place.
You're the second girl I've ever had up here.
Yeah, it is top secret. I couldn't even see it up there. Just looks like a regular tree to me. It's here we find out that while Troy is a shoo-in for the basketball team at U of A, Gabriella's already been accepted to Stanford. I sense a conflict in the movie. Troy's going to University of Albuquerque to play basketball, and Gabriella is going to learn how to create the singularity at Stanford. So they sing a song about cherishing the present moment. Did they like challenge themselves to make a song with no dancing in this one? They're like, what if we just sat for a whole song? Oop, now he's up. Oh, that was it. That was the whole dance. Nah, it doesn't work with this song.
Juilliard is considering 4 of you for 1 available scholarship. Sharpay Evans, Mr. Ryan Evans, Miss Kelsey Nielsen, and lastly, Mr. Troy Bolton.
What?
Julie.
Since when does that guy have a evil cackle? I mean, I was surprised too, but that guy threw his head back and squealed. Did he submit his name to Juilliard as some kind of evil plan to get him killed? They're trying to come up with some ideas for the spring musical, which I'm just now realizing they write every year. Like, they don't do a pre-existing musical. They write their own musical every year.
All of you will create it.
That's why in the first movie they call Kelsey the composer. She literally writes the musical. Isn't that crazy? But to get some ideas, Miss Darbus asks the seniors about their future.
Your future.
It's easy. It's U of A. Hoops all the way.
Yeah. Miss McKessie.
Is University of Albuquerque like a really good school for basketball? I feel like I've never heard of them before. All the basketball players are like, we gotta get to U of A, man. It seems like that's just like the closest college that has a basketball team. Meanwhile, Gabriella's going to Stanford, Sharpay's going to Juilliard, and they're like, I don't know, we can go play basketball down the street. For the record, the reason I've never heard of the University of Albuquerque is because it's a Catholic liberal arts school that actually closed in 1986. So I guess these characters live in some sort of alternate dimension where it stayed open and went on to become a basketball powerhouse.
Mr. Bolton. Mr. Bolton.
Yeah,
All of a sudden, he doesn't know if he wants to go to Juilliard or U of A. See, he really never did care about Gabriella. He just wants to sing. Somebody just let this kid sing. Just tell him it's okay.
Imagine having everything.
Jeez, that song started so abruptly. No intro, no build up. It's kind of scary. Oh, this is a look into some kind of strange alternate future where Troy chose neither basketball or Juilliard and became a stalker. I want that to be how this movie ends. Troy choosing between 2 incredible futures, and instead he just throws his life away. It's like, I can't decide. I don't fucking know.
Miss D said that there's only 1 scholarship. There's 2 of us.
Wait, they're doing this to compete for a scholarship? Not even just a place at Juilliard? If I know anything about these two, it's that they can both afford to go to Juilliard. Why do they need to take the scholarship away from somebody else?
Which one do you think I should wear?
Well, I've never been asked to a prom, but this almost sounds like an invitation.
Did she say she's never been asked to prom? What about last year? They were dating last year. Troy didn't want to go to prom with her. His dad was probably making him run basketball drills. The only place you're going, Troy, is downtown with the ball. Make sure you bring the ball. Time for another song about how much Troy and Gabriella love each other. There's already like 2 very sentimental songs between these two. They are really setting us up for heartbreak, I feel. And also just spending like an unnecessary amount of time being like, these two are in love, okay? Don't forget that they're in love. That way, when whatever happens, we're gonna all be sad, all right? So that way, when Troy picks U of A and Gabriella gets hit by a bus, it's gonna be sad. I think they're gonna end up going to the same college. They couldn't possibly end this entire series by being like, they didn't actually like each other that much. They're just gonna call it quits.
Where's our clothes?
Yo, Rocket Man.
Why do I feel like they're about to haze these kids?
You know, we weren't just given these lockers. We had to earn them.
Right.
Oh, they're definitely about to haze these kids. Now drink this entire bottle of Absolute. That'd be a crazy twist in this movie. Just a little hazing. Troy is not better than doing some hazing.
Oh, I thought I heard you. I was just making some snacks inside. Are you guys hungry?
Only if it's your brownies.
I've had them.
Bring those out here.
Could you take me after school to check out that tuxedo?
Tuxedo? For what?
For prom.
Oh, honey. If that's what you call an invitation, you'll be dancing with yourself.
He's like, okay. I wasn't inviting you. I'm gonna ask Miss Darbus. Then comes a song about getting ready for prom featuring, I think, the funniest moment in any of these movies.
I think this tux is too baggy, too tight, it makes me look weird.
Yeah, this movie's kind of funny, man. Makes me look weird.
Do I want classic or vintage or plaid?
I like that they're like, should I wear plaid or ruffles or a really old suit? And it's like, no, you should wear, just go to Men's Warehouse and ask for a prom tuxedo. Should I wear the ugliest thing that you've ever seen? No, just go. Just tell them you're going to prom and they'll just give you the most generic tux you've ever seen.
Can't wait to remember.
This reminds me of when I was a senior in high school and I was getting ready to go for prom. And I sang this song called It's Gonna Be the Night to Remember. And me and all my boys got dressed up in weird suits and danced around on the stage. This is kind of just like that, actually.
Let's dance!
Am I crazy, or is there like actually too much music in this movie? I feel like the plot is kind of moving at a snail's pace because every 2 minutes there's a song and it's like, here's what's going on right now. We're thinking about going to prom. We're Troy and Gabriella. We like each other. Also, the stakes feel very low right now. What am I supposed to be worried about right now? Troy is like, I don't know what college I want to go to. And Gabriella's like, I also have choices to make.
I still have decisions to make too.
And she has not elaborated. And so I don't know what I'm supposed to be worried about. Now they're at some kind of junkyard. Just hanging out at a junkyard. As if we've always known that this is what they do.
You see what happens when you do a show? You're like 5 people.
Yeah, but what's so bad about that, man? We used to come here as kids, we'd be 10 people.
Yeah, I remember that, because they used to talk about that in all the other movies, how they used to come to the junkyard.
Take it back to the place where you know it all began.
Finally, the boys are back at the junkyard. So that we had a song establishing that Troy and Gabriella are in love. Now we have a song establishing that Troy and Chad are friends. This kind of reminds me of senior year in high school when I danced around in the junkyard with my best friend, and we sang a song about how the boys are back. It's weirdly similar, actually.
Oh.
Whoa! The junkmen who live in the junkyard are here. What's going on? What if Troy and Chad turn around and see them, and they're like, whoa, what the fuck, who are you?
Maybe I'll just stay here next year.
Stay in Albuquerque? That makes no sense.
And why do I always have to make sense?
Why do I always have to make sense? Why can't sometimes I just say,
What are you gonna tell me about this Juilliard?
The only dad to ever be pissed off that his son is getting considered for a scholarship at one of the most prestigious colleges in the country.
Hey, Troy, come on.
Ah, damn, he's too fast. Get back here. The director for that scene was like, okay, how could you guys like run away but also walk away at the same time? Oh no, he's going crazy again. Painful basketball time to scream and shoot some hoops. I like that little pouty dance up the stairs. Okay, Troy, for this one, you're a pouty toddler. Now you're a crab. Man, he wasn't kidding. He was really gonna scream. Well, now that he did it, I hope he can figure out what he's gonna do. Now that I got that out of my system, I'm for sure going back to U of A. I don't care about singing.
Miss D, I know I'm not supposed to be here.
Aren't you? Last one out turns off the lights.
You know, she might seem cool about Troy being there right now, but as she walks through the school to get back to her car, she realizes he totally trashed the place. She's like, he tore down posters? He flipped an entire hallway upside down? How did he do this?
I don't think I can do it, Troy.
Uh-oh. Is that a Dr. Pepper in the background? That looks good.
I've chosen basketball. But I've also chosen theater. The University of California, Berkeley.
Okay. I'll be honest, I did not know that that was an option. They made the Mr. Beast logo. I like that they're performing for the camera and not for the audience
who's here to see them graduate. They're just like facing away from the bleachers. All their parents are like, damn, I wish I could see their faces. I don't even know which one's my kid. Now they're all just gonna smile at the camera for the rest of their lives. They say, we're not going to college, baby. We're gonna stare at this camera forever. And that's it. That's High School Musical, baby. As far as endings go, I think they did a decent job with a nearly impossible task. It's a Disney Channel movie, so it's not like they can just like make everybody break up and go their separate ways at the end of the movie. That would be too sad, obviously. But they also can't make everybody just go to the same college and do the same thing, because that would be unrealistic. So it leaves the door open. My only issue is that in doing that, they kind of don't really provide any closure. Feels like they kind of just pushed Troy's decision of what he wants to do with his life further down the road. But if you are looking for some closure for Troy, I might have something that helps. I mentioned earlier that the character of Troy was inspired by one of the writer's real high school teammates. But when I read that for the first time on Wikipedia, I was surprised to find that that teammate has his own Wikipedia article. And that's because that classmate, Lynn Swan, went on to be a professional football player, playing for the Pittsburgh Steelers and winning the Super Bowl 4 times. This man is the real-life Troy Bolton, and that might be the least interesting thing about him. In fact, he might not even know.
It really helped you in your game. All the things that ballet taught you, you applied that to the football field.
Touchdown, Pittsburgh!
Did you catch any flack from your teammates about taking ballet? I mean...
Oh, always.
It's a gift from the guys.
But I'll always remember a Hall of Famer who rose to the occasion each time. A plie-making playmaker.
But you're a playmaker.
Did you ever think maybe I could be both?
Who could defy gravity.